The Hollywood Fringe Festival is so important because, first and foremost, art and theater and live theater, I feel is so vital to our society. It's a way to bring people together and make us feel and think and feel connected to each other. Because especially now in a society where technology and social media, I mean, we're so used to, and with the pandemic, we're so used to being separate. Now we have an opportunity to go be in public, relate to others, support one another, witness art that allows us to feel better about our own lives, and take us out of our own lives as well, and experience, entertainment. And it's so important for the community, especially because we need people. We need community, and artists putting on shows. For a lot of us, it's also our livelihood. People put a lot of work into these shows, blood, sweat, and tears, but also, financially making all of this work themselves. And it's so helpful to get that feedback from the audience. And, people can make donations to shows. A lot of artists out there are putting a lot of work into it, and, selling, cheap tickets because, times have been complicated, but it's so helpful for artists to also receive that back if possible. But it's just so helpful for performers to have that feedback. So, if it's not in person, live streaming has been wonderful as well. Receiving reviews, getting feedback on their art too is so helpful.
It's important for the community because it brings so many different perspectives that you wouldn't necessarily see um, in theater, and it allows artists who normally don't have a voice to be able to speak and to say, to give their point of view, to say how they feel about certain topics, about certain things happening in the world. So, it's called the Fringe for a reason, right? Everybody can get a fair chance to present their play, their creativity to the world. And that's really important for there to be many voices and not just some that get their voice heard in the arts. And I think it's a place that provides like a fair balance for all voices, for minorities, for all different uh, people from all different backgrounds to have their voice heard. I mean, that's the most important thing in the arts, and I think sometimes that gets lost. When money comes into play, and all these other things come into play that are not the arts. The Hollywood Fringe is really important because it provides different perspectives. It allows artists who normally would not have that voice to be heard. It's an equalizer. It allows all artists to be able to speak, and to put on and to present their ideas and their perspectives, and that's important for the community. If if a community is not allowed to hear different perspectives, then what you get is a dumbed down society. I mean, if you just kind of uh, look at politics, for instance, you see a lot of communities who only listen to one point of view, and look at what kind of destruction that's caused. So if you look at the arts, for instance, this is, I mean, you can just bring it back to the arts. It's so important to have different points of view, different perspectives, even ones that, and especially ones that you don't agree with, because you never know what you'll learn, and how it will open your mind and how it will change you as an artist like myself, from seeing all the shows that I've been seeing over the years, and this year as well, or the community, and the people in the community who might not be, if someone's not uh, exposed to a certain point of view, but then they go see theater and oh, finally, oh gosh, this is a point of view I never thought about, because I'm so used to being in my little community. It helps people grow and change, and it helps communities become more tolerant and more loving and more accepting of each other. So it's very important to support Hollywood Fringe and the kind of theater that is produced at Hollywood Fringe.
Events like the Hollywood Fringe Festival are so important because they really do create that community. They put a place, they're basically holding a space for creatives to express themselves in a safe way, where there's no judgment, there's love. It's just such a great place to be able to put up your work, put up your hard work, and receive so much support. I mean, I'm amazed at how much support that they offer. And I think it's important because a lot of times, especially in a city like Hollywood, you think that there's just more support for people who have already made it, or people who are well into their careers. That when you have something like the Hollywood Fringe Festival, that's for people in their careers that are still getting started, that are still finding their voice. Oh, it's so important. And then to know that they're not alone. I can't think of a better way to support the people who are living in this area and who have come here to live their dreams.